This past week, as may be the case for many of you, I was able to spend time with family, although not to the extent that I would in a non-pandemic holiday. One of those family members was Natalie, our 15-month-old granddaughter. Did I tell you that she's our first? What I learned about her in this visit was her fascination with light and lamps, continuously wanting to touch them. In our 9-foot ceiling hallway, it was a particular treat to watch son Jack raise Natalie high over his head so she could stretch out her precious little hands to touch the ceiling chandelier. Now, while our calendar states that it's the second Sunday after Christmas, we are in a holy season, a season of light. Now, formally, in the church, we begin that season of light on the day of Epiphany, on Wednesday, which commemorates the manifestation of the light of Christ to the Gentiles, the formal name for that feast day. But I think, in some way or another, one way or another, all of us are fascinated, are drawn to light. Which reminds me of a story. It's from over 100 years ago about a country doctor in Sweden who came to a farmhouse one night to help deliver a child. As the mother labored on the kitchen table, her husband assisted the doctor by holding up a gas lamp to illuminate the makeshift delivery room. After a courageous labor, the mother produced a fine baby boy. Then, to the surprise of both parents, the doctor announced that a second child was due to arrive, and indeed, the mother delivered a lovely baby daughter. Her husband was already shaken by this unexpected turn of events, so you can imagine his astonishment when he heard the doctor say, "Wait a minute, I think there's a third. She's going to have triplets." At that notice, the father began to back out of the room. "Hold it," called the doctor. "Come back here with that lamp." "Oh no," said the father. "It's the light that attracts them." It's the light that attracts them. We gather here in this season of light, and because we either know Jesus Christ to be the light of the world, or we're on an exploration, wondering if he perhaps might be the light of the world. Both are valid reasons to be here as we begin this new year and reflect on what shape, on what focus the coming year might have. This is a time now, it's an opportunity to decide, to choose what 2021 will be like for you. Now, I remember one New Year's Eve here around Washington, D.C., I got asked to play drums to sit in with a big band for a New Year's Eve celebration party at a retirement community. I was playing this job, enjoying Dorsey, Miller, Glenn Miller, Duke Ellington, all the great big band charts. And we stopped at 3:15 in the afternoon, and the director of activities announced that they were going to do a countdown to the new year. And she proceeded to start the count from 10. And at the count of 1, everybody clapped and cheered and noisemakers blew and, people are kissing one another. We played Auld Lang Syne. And for those who attended the celebration, it was a new year. For each of us, for you and for me, it's a new year when we decide it's to be. In our life in the church and in our spiritual journey, we can make Jesus Christ the light of our lives, search for his light around us, and make it the center of our focus when we recognize him and decide him to be that light for us. And if you are looking for that light, I want to affirm that. Keep looking, keep searching as the Magi did. Keep asking those heartfelt, genuine questions. Now, if you've been considering Jesus as the light of Christ, make that positive decision now. If your commitment to the Lord as the light of the world has waned for you, now is an opportunity to reaffirm that commitment. Choose to follow that light and to be led by it. As we say yes to the light of Christ in our lives, we then watch for ways to take the gifts each of us have been given and use them to honor the Christ child and to grow and learn more about that heavenly relationship that we now have. This week, in my meditations, I was reminded there's something in you, in each of us, the world needs. That's what we're talking about here, is what you will be doing with your talents, with your gifts, in giving them back to the world in 2021. The Lord has made you in a beautiful, loving way, and it's up to you and to me to find out and understand and to give back what that means in the fullness of who we are. And it calls on us to follow the light of Christ in our lives. I was reminded by Natalie how all of us are drawn to and captivated by light. The second Sunday after Christmas, on the cusp of Epiphany. My prayer is that 2021 may be the year you find and are led by the light of Christ that has come into the world. Amen.